As one of television's longest-running Western dramas, The Virginian delivered sweeping landscapes, gripping stories, and unforgettable characters who captured the spirit of the Old West. But over the years, many of the actors who helped bring Shiloh Ranch to life have sadly passed away. In this tribute, we celebrate their iconic roles, reflect on their contributions to the Western genre, and revisit the moments that made them beloved by fans. Join us as we honor the stars whose legacies continue to ride strong through one of TV's most enduring and respected Western series. Doug McClure, born May 11, 1935 in Glendale, California, stepped into Hollywood as Trampas in 1962 at the age of 27, instantly winning audiences with his sun-bleached charisma and lanky cowboy charm. Trampas was the quintessential adventurer, fearless on horseback, quick with humor, and always ready to stand by friends in peril. His on-screen persona exuded a lighthearted bravado, often masking moments of vulnerability that drew viewers into his moral center. Off-camera, McClure's life was far from the tidy heroics of Trampas. Raised in a fractured family that never provided stability, Doug reportedly faced early episodes of ridicule and isolation, which fueled both his drive and his insecurities. His career trajectory was uneven. Although adored for The Virginian, he struggled to secure leading film roles and was at times blacklisted in certain studio circles for being difficult on set. Rumors swirled of his heavy drinking, reckless spending, and turbulent relationships with co-stars. Industry whispers suggested McClure could be manipulative and charming in equal measure, using his easy smile to mask frustration or resentment. The most catastrophic professional blow came after a high-profile adventure film failed at the box office, leaving him in debt and forced to pivot back to television work he often loathed. Personal life scandals were plentiful: 5 marriages, at least one bitterly publicized divorce, and whispers of affairs that unsettled colleagues and fans alike. His children reportedly had strained relationships with him, reflecting a private side marred by distance and emotional turbulence. McClure succumbed to lung cancer on February 5, 1990, at 59 in Sherman Oaks, California. His estate, a mix of residuals from television reruns, cult adventure films, and property investments, was estimated between $5 and $16 million, though accounts suggest mismanagement reduced its potential. McClure's legacy remains double-edged, adored as the gallant Trampas, yet haunted by the personal and professional shadows that lurk behind the camera. James Drury, born April 18, 1934 in New York City, became the stoic titular Virginian in 1962 at age 28, embodying the archetypal quiet hero whose moral compass guided the sprawling Shiloh Ranch. His character's integrity, calm demeanor, and underlying intensity anchored the show and resonated deeply with viewers, offering a contrast to the rowdy Trampas or other flamboyant Western archetypes. Behind the scenes, Drury's existence was far more complicated. He emerged from a childhood marked by financial hardship and emotional neglect, growing up in a household where failure was met with derision and vulnerability was suppressed. While his career blossomed on television, he faced repeated rejection in Hollywood films and was reportedly passed over for roles due to his perceived lack of screen sex appeal. Off-screen, his life was peppered with scandals more subtle than McClure's, but equally telling: 3 marriages, at least one contested divorce, and whispers of clandestine financial troubles that arose from mismanaged investments in the 1970s. Industry insiders noted Drury could be stubborn and sometimes distant on set, a perfectionist whose quiet demeanor could tip into icy detachment when displeased. His most significant professional setback occurred when a promising spin-off pilot collapsed amid studio politics, leaving him financially exposed and professionally frustrated. Personal relationships were strained. Reports suggest his children and spouses felt neglected, and rumors of extramarital entanglements circulated quietly, never making tabloid headlines but enough to unsettle Hollywood social circles. Drury died of natural causes on April 6, 2020, at age 85 in Houston, Texas, leaving an estate of approximately $1 million, modest by celebrity standards, but reflective of a career grounded in integrity rather than spectacle. Despite a relatively clean personal image compared to other stars, the undercurrents of tension, missed opportunities, and unspoken family conflicts added a layer of poignancy to Drury's life. off-screen rendering the Virginian's legendary calm even more compelling when viewed against the turbulence of reality. Lee J. Cobb, born December 8, 1911 in New York City, brought formidable stage presence and gravitas to Judge Henry Garth in 1962 at age 51, transforming the ranch foreman into a figure of moral authority and emotional depth. Judge Garth's stern, principled demeanor combined with subtle compassion captivated audiences, creating a character both respected and feared within the narrative world. Cobb's childhood, however, was a crucible of adversity. Born into poverty, he experienced deprivation, social marginalization, and the harsh realities of immigrant life, which fostered both resilience and a simmering temper. The stage and screen became outlets for his intensity, yet his career was punctuated by turbulence. Cobb's testimony before the House Un-American Activities Committee as a friendly witness during the Red Scare left him estranged from many peers, and his uncompromising nature made collaboration challenging. He was notorious for volatile moods, frequent on-set arguments, and an unwillingness to accept studio interference, earning a reputation as brilliant yet difficult. His most serious career crisis came when a major Broadway production he led collapsed after allegations of backstage harassment and mismanagement surfaced, damaging his professional reputation despite his talents. Personal life scandals compounded his public trials. 3 marriages with turbulent endings, rumors of infidelity, and estranged children who struggled with his temperamental persona. Cobb died of a heart attack on February 11, 1976, at age 64 in Hollywood, California. His net worth at death was estimated between $2 to $5 million, comprised of real estate royalties from stage performances and film residuals. While his estate reflected professional success, it also underscored a life where personal demons and public acclaim coexisted uneasily. Cobb's enduring influence lies in his complex portrayal of authority and morality, which mirrored the contradictions of his own life, brilliant, flawed, and unapologetically human. Sarah Lane, born March 12, 1949, joined the Virginian in 1966 at age 17 as Elizabeth Granger, the spirited and determined granddaughter who brought both charm and a sense of moral clarity to Shiloh Ranch. Elizabeth's character balanced youthful idealism with a resilience that often guided the adult figures around her, making her a central emotional anchor in a narrative dominated by rugged frontier masculinity. Lane's real-life upbringing was far from idyllic. Born in New York City, she grew up in a household that struggled financially and emotionally, with parents preoccupied with survival and social pressures that forced her to develop self-reliance and emotional containment from an early age. She faced repeated ridicule for her height and strong-willed temperament, and these formative experiences instilled in her a guarded emotional life that would influence her interactions in Hollywood. Despite her early entry into acting, Lane's career was largely pragmatic. She never harbored true passion for the craft and often approached her roles with a disciplined detachment, accepting work primarily to fund her real interests in equestrian pursuits and jewelry design. This occasionally created tension on set as her blunt honesty and independent streak clashed with producers' expectations, revealing a side of Hollywood life that few adolescent actors were prepared to navigate. Off-screen, her personal life was relatively private but complex. She cultivated a partnership with her husband to co-found a winery in Napa Valley, transforming her financial stability into a successful business venture, though she faced the ongoing challenges of balancing entrepreneurial work with family responsibilities. Lane's 6-year battle with breast cancer was marked by remarkable courage, echoing the strength and determination of her on-screen persona. She passed away on March 3, 2023 at age 73. At the time of her death, her estate, including business investments, property, and accumulated earnings from decades of acting, was valued between $1 and $5 million, reflecting a life that prioritized personal fulfillment and independence over celebrity. Kluge Lager, born November 16, 1928, became Deputy Emmett Riker in the Virginian in 1963 at age 35, portraying a steadfast and morally grounded lawman whose quiet intensity gave Shiloh Ranch a sense of security and ethical clarity. Riker was stoic, loyal, and capable of decisive action traits that mirrored Gulager's own formidable presence, and the disciplined temperament shaped by his early life in Holdenville, Oklahoma. Raised in a modest household, he navigated economic hardship in a childhood marked by social marginalization, which instilled in him a tenacity and independence that would later define his Hollywood persona. Gulager's career was both prolific and turbulent. While he earned acclaim for his Western roles, he frequently clashed with producers due to his strong-willed nature, occasionally being labeled difficult or uncooperative. Beyond Westerns, he embraced cult horror films, including The Return of the Living Dead, which demonstrated his versatility, but also led to typecasting and niche recognition that did not always translate into financial security. Personal relationships were complicated by his intensity and independence, with some reports suggesting friction with colleagues and occasional strains in family life, though he remained a committed father and husband. Financially, Gulager was savvy, leveraging his long career into property investments and steady royalty income. Though whispers of earlier money struggles and the challenges of maintaining stability in Hollywood remained part of his private narrative. He died on August 5, 2022 at age 93 of natural causes at his son's home in Los Angeles, leaving behind a net worth of approximately $10 million. His legacy combined the integrity and toughness of his on-screen characters with the lived experience of navigating a demanding and often unforgiving industry, creating a life story that revealed the human cost and personal resilience behind a celebrated career in American television and film. John McIntyre, born June 27, 1907, assumed the role of Clay Granger in The Virginian in 1967 at age 60, succeeding Charles Bickford and bringing a commanding yet warm presence to the patriarch of Shiloh Ranch. Clay Granger was a figure of authority, wisdom, and ethical clarity, and McIntyre infused the role with authenticity drawn from his own upbringing in rural Spokane, Washington, where economic modesty and early exposure to responsibility forged a man of steadiness and resilience. McIntyre's career was prolific, spanning decades in film and television, but it was not without its personal challenges. His lifelong chain-smoking habit, a reflection of his generational norms and high-stress professional life, eventually contributed to serious health issues, including emphysema and lung cancer. Professionally, he navigated the politics of Hollywood with discretion, though his principled approach sometimes clashed with producers' commercial priorities. His marriage to actress Jeanette Nolan endured over 5 decades, providing emotional stability in an industry often marked by scandal and turbulence, though they faced private griefs, including the death of close colleagues and the pressures of balancing work with family life. McIntyre's portrayal of Clay Granger resonated with audiences because it combined moral integrity with nuanced human warmth, reflecting both the values of the Western frontier and his personal experience of diligence and perseverance. He died on January 30th, 1991 at age 83 from emphysema and lung cancer. His estate, consisting of real estate holdings, television residuals, and accumulated personal assets, was valued at approximately $5 million, ensuring that his professional legacy and personal life's work were preserved. McIntyre's life story exemplifies the quiet endurance, dedication, and moral consistency that underpin both his career and his characters, offering a compelling portrait of an actor whose off-screen stability mirrored the principled gravitas he brought to Shiloh Ranch. Ross Elliott, born June 18, 1917, entered the Virginian in 1962 as Sheriff Mark Abbott, at the age of 45, portraying the calm, resolute lawman whose steady presence anchored the turbulent town of Medicine Bow. Abbott was the sort of figure viewers trusted implicitly, a man of quiet authority who could de-escalate chaos without resorting to theatrics. Yet off-screen, Elliott's life was far less serene than his on-screen demeanor suggested. Raised in the Bronx, in a family that emphasized hard work over emotional nurturing, Elliott learned early to suppress vulnerability, hiding his fears and insecurities behind a dry wit and careful reserve, while enduring subtle ridicule for his intellectual ambitions and oddities in a neighborhood rough with immigrant hardships. His career was a paradox of reliability and frustration. Over 200 appearances in television and film provided steady income, but denied him stardom, and whispers circulated about his private bitterness toward being typecast as the dependable character actor, while younger, flashier stars claimed the spotlight. Late in life, he pivoted to real estate to supplement dwindling acting opportunities, a pragmatic but humbling shift for someone who had dreamed of the stage. Personal life remained largely private, marked by quiet relationships and an avoidance of scandal. Yet those close to him noted his occasional stubbornness and obsessive attention to fairness, traits that sometimes alienated colleagues. As age and illness encroached, Elliot faced the universal actor's struggle of fading relevance, but never publicly complained, maintaining the veneer of the composed man he portrayed on screen. He passed away on August 12, 1999 in Los Angeles at the age of 82 from cancer, leaving a modest estate of approximately $350,000, enough to reflect a lifetime of diligence but little indulgence. His legacy remembered not in riches or notoriety, but in the subtle, enduring authority he brought to every role. Charles Bickford, born January 1, 1891, stepped into the Virginian in 1962 at 71 as John Granger, the iron-willed patriarch of Shiloh Ranch, whose unwavering moral compass and unflinching presence commanded attention. But Bickford's life off-screen was a saga of danger, defiance, and hard-won fortune that contrasted sharply with his stoic on-screen persona. His early years were turbulent, marked by a volatile temperament that erupted in childhood violence brushes with the law and a relentless desire for independence, forging in him both a rebellious streak and a deep distrust of authority that would follow him into Hollywood. He survived a near-fatal lion attack in 1935 that left scars and a lost leading man trajectory, yet he refused to be subdued, taking on character roles that leveraged his fiery presence. Throughout his career, he was infamous for clashing with studio executives, walking off sets and defying contracts, earning him both the admiration of fellow actors and the ire of producers, while simultaneously investing in a dizzying array of ventures, from hog farms to whaling boats, from lingerie shops to private islands, some whimsical, some profitable, which ultimately secured him a multi-million-dollar net worth despite frequent professional turmoil. His personal life was relatively stable, yet marked by a private intensity. His family respected his fierce independence, even as his unpredictable temper occasionally strained domestic harmony. Bickford endured persistent physical and professional challenges, including repeated setbacks from injuries and blacklisting, yet he converted obstinacy into financial and personal sovereignty. He died on November 9, 1967 in Los Angeles at 76 from pneumonia, complicated by a blood infection, leaving an estate valued in the multi-million-dollar range, a testament to both his audacity and investment and the enduring value of his carefully curated, if mercurial, Hollywood career. Jeanette Nolan, born December 30, 1911, became Holly Granger in the Virginian in 1963 at 51, embodying the stalwart matriarch whose combination of warmth and iron resolve kept Shiloh Ranch balanced. Yet Nolan's life behind the camera was a testament to relentless labor, profound personal grief, and remarkable resilience in an industry often indifferent to women of a certain age. Raised in Los Angeles, she navigated a competitive, male-dominated entertainment landscape, from radio to television, cultivating a formidable work ethic, while enduring the quiet pain of repeated professional challenges, such as limited roles for older actresses and the constant negotiation of her own artistic standards against industry pressures. Her intensity on set earned both awe and trepidation among colleagues, revealing a perfectionism that bordered on obsessive, coupled with a protective ferocity over her family. Her marriage to John McIntyre appeared idyllic in public, yet the loss of her son Tim at 41 from complications of alcoholism cast a long shadow of sorrow that never left her. And though she maintained an air of composure, friends noted her moments of private melancholy and unspoken frustrations. Despite these struggles, Nolan amassed a prolific career with over 300 appearances, voice work in iconic animated features, and steady television work that solidified her legacy. She invested wisely in property, including a beloved Montana ranch that became both refuge and symbol of her independence. She passed away on June 5, 1998, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, at 86, after a stroke, leaving an estate that reflected decades of prudent earnings and a life devoted to craft rather than opulence. Her net worth, around $5 million, and a reputation as one of Hollywood's quietly indomitable figures who bore personal tragedies with resilience and dignity. Earl Q. Jones, born August 19, 1927 in Beaumont, Texas, took on the role of Belden in the Virginian in 1963 at age 36, portraying the rugged ranch hand whose loyalty, quick wit, and understated humor made him a fan favorite. Belden's persona as a dependable yet quietly rebellious figure mirrored Jones's off-screen temperament in surprising ways. His childhood was marked by relentless hardship. Born into a family struggling through the Great Depression, he witnessed his father's gambling spirals and his mother's exhaustion from caring for multiple siblings, while he himself endured constant ridicule for his Texas accent and awkward build. These early humiliations taught him to hide vulnerability behind bravado, a trait he carried into Hollywood. His career trajectory was turbulent. Despite being respected for collaborations with Sam Peckinpah and numerous westerns, he frequently clashed with directors, refusing roles that felt creatively stifling or exploitative. Stories from the set hint at his volatile temper, occasional heavy drinking, and heated disputes with co-stars, some of which nearly cost him pivotal roles. Perhaps the darkest professional blow came when his independent directorial effort, a personal passion project, was critically panned and left him financially strained, forcing him to renegotiate future acting contracts to recover losses. His personal life was equally complicated, involving multiple marriages, rumored high-profile affairs, and estrangement from children, painting a portrait of a man whose charisma belied private turmoil. Health issues in later years and the deaths of close friends and colleagues compounded these struggles, yet he remained fiercely independent, living according to his own rules. At the time of his death on July 9, 2022, at age 94 in his Hollywood Hills home, Jones had accumulated a net worth of approximately $2 million, including earnings from decades of acting and his cult status as a director. Belden's grit and the secret rebellions of Jones's life leave a lasting impression, a testament to a figure whose personal and professional life were intertwined with both triumph and hidden adversity. Frank Sully, born June 17, 1908 in St. Louis, Missouri, assumed the role of Danny the affable bartender in the Virginian in 1963 at age 55, infusing warmth and streetwise charm into a setting often defined by rugged masculinity. Danny's genial demeanor masked a life of private struggle, beginning with a childhood beset by neglect and parental volatility, leaving Sully to find solace and validation in vaudeville and stage work where humor became both shield and currency. His career, though extensive, spanning over 240 films and countless television appearances, was riddled with frustration. Constant typecasting prevented him from breaking into leading roles, while on-set tensions arose from occasional drinking and quiet resentment toward producers and directors who undervalued his talent. Sully's most devastating career moment involved being passed over for a major studio contract that could have elevated him into the A-list, leaving him embittered and questioning his own abilities. Off-screen life offered no easy reprieve. His marriage reportedly suffered from emotional distance and repeated separations, compounded by a difficult, rebellious son whose behavior further strained familial bonds. Despite a relatively scandal-free public image behind the scenes, he struggled with isolation, the lingering sting of professional disappointment, and moments of despair that few colleagues witnessed. Financially, he never amassed great wealth. His estate at death likely fell below $500 housing dollars, reflecting a lifetime of steady but unglamorous work. Sully died on December 17, 1975 at age 67 in Woodland Hills, California, with the exact cause of death never widely reported, leaving room for speculation about health or lifestyle factors. The public remembered Danny's genial, approachable nature, yet beneath the surface was a man whose career-long compromises and personal sacrifices remained largely hidden, revealing the shadowed costs of decades spent entertaining others while quietly enduring life's setbacks. Stuart Granger, born May 6, 1913 in Kensington, London, joined the Virginian in 1970 as Colonel Alan Mackenzie at age 57, bringing aristocratic elegance and commanding presence to the western frontier. Mackenzie's cultured and enigmatic demeanor mirrored Granger's own complex personality, shaped by a childhood of familial tension and emotional neglect. A father prone to unpredictability and a mother with exacting expectations left him socially cautious, learning early to mask vulnerability behind charm and confidence. Granger's Hollywood career sparkled with international fame and lavish opportunity, yet off-screen it was a whirlwind of scandal and turbulence. His 3 high-profile marriages, including to Gene Simmons, were punctuated by infidelities, public disputes, and gossip that dogged him for decades. Rumors of affairs with co-stars, a volatile temper, and manipulative dealings with studio executives often threatened to undermine both his career and personal relationships. Financial instability haunted him intermittently, despite immense earnings. Gambling, excessive spending, and failed investments forced him to rebuild repeatedly even after blockbuster hits like King Solomon's Mines and Scaramouche, which at their peak reportedly earned him as much as $20 million, much of which dissipated over time. Professionally, one of his greatest humiliations was a poorly received 1960s epic that resulted in temporary blacklisting from major studios, shaking his confidence and limiting his options. Later life brought health challenges, including lung and prostate cancer, which alongside personal losses and strained friendships added layers of hardship. Granger passed away on August 16, 1993, at age 80 in Santa Monica, California from cancer, leaving an estate estimated between $1.5 and $5 million. Despite the glamour and notoriety, his life was a delicate balancing act between public adoration, private scandal, financial flux, and personal struggle, making Colonel Mackenzie's screen charisma a rare window into the complex, often tumultuous reality of Stuart Granger's existence. John Bryant, born August 10, 1916 in Dixon, Illinois, took on the role of Dr. Spaulding in The Virginian in 1963, at the age of 47, portraying the town's measured and empathetic physician, a man whose calm wisdom and quiet moral authority anchored the often chaotic world of Medicine Bow. He was born into a financially struggling family during the aftermath of World War I and the onset of the Great Depression. His father's sporadic employment and his mother's chronic illness forced Bryant and his siblings into early self-reliance. Childhood ridicule for his fragile health and introspective nature left lasting scars, and he became adept at masking emotions behind humor and cultivated charm skills that would serve him in Hollywood's brutal social hierarchies. Professionally, Bryant's career oscillated between steady work and humiliating near misses. He was repeatedly passed over for film leads in favor of younger actors, and he was infamously dropped from a Broadway production over an argument about compensation transparency, a conflict that haunted him for years. Behind closed doors, he harbored a fascination with rare medical artifacts, occasionally crossing ethical lines to acquire them, culminating in a minor scandal when a private auction dispute leaked to industry gossip. Bryant's personal life was marked by failed marriages, one of which ended in a bitter public divorce, exposing familial tensions, financial disputes, and estranged stepchildren. Despite maintaining a reserved public image, he battled periods of deep depression and insomnia, self-medicating with alcohol, which worsened his underlying heart condition. He quietly mentored younger actors, but was known for being both exacting and impatient in rehearsals, traits that led to unreported conflicts with directors and cast alike. Bryant died on July 13, 1989, at age 72 from heart failure in Los Angeles, leaving a modest estate comprised of a small home, vintage medical collectibles, and residual acting royalties with a net worth estimated under $1 million, reflecting a lifetime of quiet perseverance, private turmoil, and the bittersweet rewards of steady but unglamorous work in Hollywood. Roy Engel, born September 13, 1913 in St. Louis, Missouri, became Barney Wingate in 1963 at the age of 50, portraying the steadfast rancher whose moral compass and integrity guided viewers through the trials of Medicine Bow. The character's ruggedness and reliability mirrored Engel's own resilience, forged through a childhood defined by adversity. His father's explosive temper, his mother's constant financial struggles, and repeated social ostracism for his stammer and awkwardness created a man who was both self-reliant and quick to assert control over his environment. Engel's career was prolific, yet fraught with challenges, Although he appeared in nearly 800 television episodes, his pursuit of fame was repeatedly undermined by industry politics, last-minute casting changes, and contract disputes that cost him significant roles and financial security. Rumors of a clandestine affair with a fellow actress circulated in the 1960s, hinting at a private life fraught with secrecy and occasional indiscretion, though nothing was legally substantiated. On set, he earned a reputation for being demanding and occasionally abrasive, clashing with directors who resisted his strong opinions about character development, and several former co-stars quietly referred to him as difficult in interviews after his death. His most crushing professional blow came when he lost a high-profile Western pilot due to contract disagreements, an event that cost him both recognition and long-term income potential. Personal hardships mirrored his professional ones. He endured the early death of a sibling, marital strain exacerbated by relentless work hours, and distant or estranged children from a marriage strained by absence and emotional distance. Engel was rumored to have battled bouts of depression and physical ailments in later life, though he rarely spoke publicly about them. He died on December 29, 1980 at 67 from meningitis in Burbank, California, leaving a modest estate, including a home, limited investments, and acting residuals with a net worth around $200,000. Stuart Nisbet, born January 17, 1934 in Los Angeles, entered the Virginian in 1962 at the age of 28 as the town bartender, a genial and observant fixture who quietly connected the community's stories while offering viewers a relatable, human touchstone amidst the drama of frontier life. Nisbet's on-screen warmth belied a childhood shaped by instability. His family frequently relocated during the Great Depression, exposing him to economic uncertainty and persistent social marginalization from peers who mocked his diminutive size and reserved temperament. These early experiences fostered a strategic social intelligence and a razor-sharp memory for both opportunity and betrayal qualities that would later inform his dual career as a character actor and co-founder of a successful casting agency. While Nisbet avoided overt scandal, he was known for his blunt assessments of casting politics, which earned him professional enemies and whispers of manipulative behavior behind the scenes. His personal life mirrored the turbulence of Hollywood's social ecosystem, a marriage fraught with conflict, estranged children, and the constant challenge of balancing professional ambition with family obligations. Nisbet's most dramatic career setback came when a television project he executive produced collapsed amid creative conflicts, resulting in substantial financial loss and industry embarrassment. Despite these setbacks, he cultivated a reputation as a shrewd mentor and business mind, leveraging his casting agency to secure both wealth and influence, though not without friction from peers jealous of his dual roles. In his later years, he contended with age-related health issues while continuing to maintain a presence in Los Angeles entertainment circles, quietly observing the next generation of actors he had helped guide. Nisbet died on June 23, 2016 at the age of 82 from natural causes in Glendale, California, leaving behind real estate holdings, profits from his casting agency, and personal collections with a net worth estimated at $1.7 million, a figure reflecting both his professional acumen and the price of navigating Hollywood's intricate social and economic networks over decades. Thank you for watching as we reflected on the lives and legacies of the actors from the Virginian who are no longer with us. Their humor, charm, and unforgettable performances brought joy to millions and helped shape the show into a classic. While their journeys ended far too soon, their impact lives on through every scene, every laugh, and every memory they've left behind. As we honor their lives, we're reminded of how deeply television can touch our hearts. Join us next time as we look back at more stars who left us too soon, but whose stories continue to shine.